Hi Paul, so great improvement first of all from last time. So I put your swing from the first lesson on the left hand side and then one of the better swings from today on the right hand side. So again, I'll try and keep it really simple because I don't think there's any point in making it ridiculously technical, but just some nice tight improvements on posture and stuff, which is much better, a lot more square to the target. So first position, so we call this P1. If you go to P2 where shaft's parallel to the ground, this was your biggest issue. Okay, so from here, we said generally we look for the shaft to be outside the line, outside the hands. Club face is actually in a reasonable position, but it's because your left hand grip is quite strong, so you could say there's quite a lot of extension in that left wrist, but it's okay because you've got you've got a strong grip, if you like. But where that broke down is when you go to here. Okay, it's quite hard to kind of see, but the club face generally would start to open in this position as the left wrist started to kind of extend more, and you got a little bit of forearm rotation. But if we look at the improvement first of all, so from here to now the position on the right hand side, which is here, which is much better. Okay, so again, most of the sort of cup in the left wrist has gone, or extension, so we've gone a slightly weaker grip, and then club face angle now is matched more to the spine angle. So not only is the head more outside the line of the hands, but that this angle, I'll just draw another line on there, is now matched to your spine angle. Okay, so it's really good. So then we go into position 3 where the lead arm parallel to the ground. Okay, so what you get here is a shaft that's sort of considered way too flat, hands disappear behind the body, whereas now you move it up nicely to here. So again, you're starting to get that kind of flexed left wrist, or the bowing in the left wrist, and starting to externally rotate your shoulder, your right arm as well. So you can see that the right elbow, if you like, is stayed a lot more in front of you, whereas here it's starting to disappear behind your body. So again, a million times better. Then we move up to the top, where we see now, again, it's much more controlled. Club doesn't go across the line anymore. You can just make out club face angle here. Much flatter left wrist. Still need quite a bit of work on that right arm for you to get the feeling for it to stay in front of you on the way down, but you can see in terms of like structural changes, a massive difference there as a backswing position as opposed to what it was on the left hand side. Okay. So that's still got to be what you've got to work on for next time. I think more towards the next lesson we'll work a little bit more on the downswing, but I think that the main concept of today is understanding the theory that this right arm or this right elbow for you still got to stay a little bit more in. Any external rotation exercises you can find on YouTube will be good, and then we'll start to look a little bit more into what the downswing is going to do. But the initial feeling from the top of the swing, if you're going to practice, is if you've got at the top of your swing, let's just say 95% pressure in that right heel, as you move forward to maintain that into-out path, the weight moves from the right heel to sort of middle of the left foot. That's a good what you call pressure trace for you to feel. If you go a little bit into your downswing, so the hand path for me and the chest can still start to rotate a little bit more, just to try and shallow the shaft. But again, it's going to be hard to shallow the shaft with the elbow doing what it's doing at the moment. Okay, so it gets very sort of stuck up behind you, but still a million times better from where it was. But you could see towards the end of the lesson you really did get to grips with that. But if I'm being really honest, you've got to kind of sort out the position of that elbow out before we kind of move into more in-depth stuff with the downswing. But again, I'll just put an example on the left hand side. See how this right elbow moves down, or is in a good position to start off with, or more in if you want it, or call it more on top of the right hip. And as that stays down, it will allow the shaft to shallow with the body rotating, lower body and the chest rotating. Okay. And then again, we talked a little bit how he stays in a spinal tilt of that position, as opposed to you staying, you tend to step a little bit more up, or the spine angle moves back this way. But again, that's just you early extending with the hips, so your hips move this way, so the hips move forward in an effort to try and keep the head kind of, or the balance point that's behind the hand, or behind the grip if you like. So again, I wouldn't go down the lines of trying to stop early extending. It's more a case of sorting the elbow out and the right arm in an effort to try and shallow the shaft earlier, so you're not trying to do it later by that early extending. So yeah, there is bits and bobs that need addressing on the downswing, but again, still trying to get in a better position again at the top with that right arm. Okay, hope that makes sense, mate. Any questions at all, let me know. Whiz across any videos, more than happy to take a look for you.